What is up, everyone? We're the One Stop Bids, and this is Magic Class Monday with Professor Jack and the Dr. Dinosaur.
The Dr. Dinosaur.
That sounded great. We're going to be talking about the Orzhov Syndicate, and that's black, white vampires, the higher class people in the towns.
I'd call it the noble patriarchy of the aristocrats, the high society of the Ravnican society.
Yeah.
The Ravnican Guild of Orzhov is the guild of business, where the values of white and black meet, where the dead exist solely to rule. Nearly every business in Ravnica ties back to the Orzhov in some devious way or another. Whilst they bear the facade of religious group, they may well have been a true faith siding of the Guild Pact, and they now worship only profit and power.
So like the landlords who are religious landlords.
No, they just use the church as an excuse to go off and do all the bullcrap they do. Who said that? It was weird.
Silence! It's gonna be more funnier in post.
Post Malone says, "Leave me alone."
I don't understand why people like Post Malone. He seems like a cool guy, but
Every time I hear Post Malone, I think of Balls Mahone. I know they're two completely different people, but in my opinion, they don't look too different.
they have the same attitude. So back to Orzhov.
The background of Orzhov. The white flavor can be seen, and they have the strong sense of tradition and community. Interesting. Reflected by the fact that they still go through all the ancient rituals and customs despite not truly worshipping any gods. Dun dun dun, hypocrites. And by that, they hoard all their wealth to themselves. I know a certain group of people who does that. They're called bankers.
That's very true.
But will gladly share with family members and close friends. Kind of like bankers.
Yeah.
Their black flavor can be seen, and that they regularly deal with the dead. They never give to charity, and if they can help it, and continually violate the spirit of law solely to meet their own ends. So they're like loan sharks and jerks too. So if you're gonna hang out with some Orzhov people, try and go for the more white ones. The black ones are more greedy and mean. The Syndicate is famous for dealing with ghosts. They are presided over by the Council of Ghosts, the Obistat, and Orzhova, the Church of Deals. Should somebody be in debt to them, as many are, that person must work off their debt, even beyond the grave. Dun dun dun. Work your life away. Pay back the money you owe me. Pay. The Orzhov work so thoroughly with death, they even know how to make thralls of the remains of the dead. I don't actually know what a thrall is.
Frankenstein. That's my best guess. Frankenstein monster. Those people out there who know that Frankenstein.
I feel like there's some kind of form of reanimated dead.
Probably.
High-ranking members of the Orzhov use magical means to extend their lives. They are mutilated in many ways. Ooh. Yeah. And they pass on to their offspring. For example, one of Tessa Karlov's legs is practically useless, and therefore she has been forced to use the walking cane since she learned how to walk. So her daddy had a limp leg, so now she has one?
I guess so.
It's better than having limp biscuits. Now I'm going to go into some of the in-game mechanics. Here's the older mechanic from the original Ravnican guilds, and this one's called Haunt. The Orzhov game mechanic Haunt is when the card with Haunt would be put into a graveyard. It is removed from the game. haunting a creature. When that creature is put in the graveyard, the controller of the card with the haunt effect gets the card's effect a second time. I feel like I was worded very badly, but that's what it does.
Yeah.
Because it actually has a lot of advantage to helping you out. But it makes it sound like it's helping your opponent out, how they wrote it. And then in Gate Crash, they introduced Extort, which is awesome. The Orzhov game mechanic in Gate Crash. Extort reads, whenever you cast a spell, you may pay a white or a black, so either or. And if you do, each opponent loses 1 life, and you gain life equal to total life lost this way.
Like blind obedience.
Maybe. But in multiplayer games, it works out really good. Commander games works out phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean, one-on-one doesn't do a whole lot, but it does slowly drain them. It does help you out. So, it has its uses. It doesn't have too many creature types. It does have angels, bats, gargoyles, humans, spirits, thralls, and vampires. And then the classes of those types are advisors, clerics, soldiers, or wizards. So they don't fill out a whole bunch of the roles within the Ravnican guilds, but
They don't need to. They're the high society of them.
that's true.
They hired the Groll to come in and kill people, you know.
And then the notable members are Garn, Uncle Karlov, Melisik, Milana, Obistat, Pivlik, and Teysa Karlov. I know Teysa, she's actually quite a butt to fight in Commander because she's really hard to get through. I've also played against Obistat Ghost Council in a few games, so I know that one, but other than that, the notable figures aren't ringing anything in my head.
Uncle Karlov is the best.
What's he do?
I don't know.
See, he provides no knowledge.
I'm surprised Grandpa Vampire Dude is on that list.
Was he in Ravnica?
No, he wasn't in Ravnica, but I feel like he should have been added to it at this point.
He will be if he ever does something related to the guild.
That's fair enough. I thought he was like the high priest of the guild.
No,
No,
that's Teysa.
Grandpa Sauron. That's what I was thinking of. I don't know his real name off the top of my head. So the logo is kind of like a,
Kind of looks like a cleric logo in D&D.
I would say almost a pagan star. Which,
It kind of looks like a compass with a sun.
it kind of looks like a Ixalan's logo.
Similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is that it?
Yeah, that's all I got.
That was a really short script. We do still use Gamepedia, like in the last one, so if you want to go in and check on more stuff that we didn't read over, or if you want to check out other channels and do that, I definitely recommend it. Thank you guys for watching. You guys have been great.
Like, share, subscribe, comment.
And have a great one.
And
Bye-bye.
like.
Bye-byes.
Huh?